Hey guys, welcome to Pokka'S. I'm here with
Hujat-Sama.
and
Seun.
and today we'll be bringing you another episode of our Would You Rather. Today is only being an MC edition. And like normal settings, we have 12 questions. So we'll pick a number between 1 and 12 during the debate. And we'll ask each question, they'll debate their answer and see why one is more meaningful than the other. And yeah, that's basically it. So without wasting too much more time, let's get started. Alright guys, how are you feeling? I'm sure both of you have seen the video of the last one. You've seen how our participants held up.
I wrote the questions for the last one.
And now some of that anger that Dako has been feeling is now directed towards you. Sean, how about you? This is your first time.
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited. I want to see what you guys have for us.
Yeah, he would
I'm sure you don't. Alright, so like I stated earlier, we have 12 questions. You guys get to pick between 1 and 12 and I'll ask the question and put within the range.
Okay.
And that's just formality because there are 12 questions and you answer all 12 questions, which means you have 6 turns each. And you both answer each other's questions. So it's not like specified to each person.
Alright.
So who should go first?
Jankem.
Okay.
Okay. Jankem. I got a show. I'm starting. Question number 6.
I don't know why the winner got to start first. Question number 6.
Yeah.
Alright. Question number 6. Would you rather have an argument of a wrong or controversial topic with Dr. Strange or Tony Stark in their respective fields of study? So that's engineering for Tony Stark or medicine for Dr. Strange. Would you rather have an argument with which one?
First of all, I know that I'm not going to win any of them, Sha. So
I think that goes without saying.
that goes to that because both of them are assholes. So
Yes.
I'm going to hate myself. But if we should look at it, I think I'm just going with bias right here, and I'm going to go with Tony Stark because I'm an engineering student too. So I think I'll learn more than Dr. Strange, who will just be rubbing medicine and metaphysics on me.
I have a feeling Tony Stark will just make you feel you didn't go to university at all.
Exactly.
But Sean, what's your answer?
I prefer Doctor Strange rather than Tony Stark because Tony Stark's arrogance is on a whole different level. Like this guy is a genius. There are lots of PhDs that he has. There's no way like you can actually win an argument against Tony Stark. But Doctor Strange, I feel like we might have something.
We might have something on
I would just like to remind you that when the head physician or whatever department he was the head of came to Dr. Strange, he turned him into a baby.
That's true. It's a difficult one actually.
That's the whole idea. So final answers. Are you sticking with Tony
I'm
Stark?
still sticking with Tony Stark because at least I will know something of what he's saying. What will I know about Dr. Strange? What will I know about what he's trying to tell me?
Alright. So the engineer is going with engineering.
Yes.
And the architect is sticking with Dr. Strange. Alright, that's alright. That's interesting at least for the first round. Your question. 1 to 12. 6 has gone.
Let's go number 3.
Number 3. Alright, number 3. Alright. Would you rather be an Asgardian soldier during Hela's return to Asgard or during Thanos' invasion of the ship?
Man. That was like total destruction in both of them. Like people died.
Are you telling us?
Man. But like that killed too many people in when she went back to Asgard. I think I'd rather be
Remember that Thanos, the only half that survived, but the half that were in a different ship.
I think I have a better chance with Thanos than with Hela.
You think you have a better chance in the place where Thor chopped beating and Hulk,
Who exactly do you want to
they
fight
beat
here?
Hulk back into Bruce Banner. You think you have a better choice?
But remember when Hela went to Asgard and she killed every soldier that came for her, that initial...
Yeah, but we're talking about the whole invasion, so you don't necessarily have to be the first set of soldiers over there. But you're sure on Asgard when Hela and her army are there.
Okay.
So the Fenris move is also around, Soto is doing some damage, it's not just Hela.
So let me see. You see, for this one, it's actually not that hard in the sense that we have to look at it. If you don't have pride, you are very, very okay when you go to Asgard when Ella is there. What is she at? Bow down. I go look am. There's Soto where they there. There's that wolf that is big, and there's that broke Thor's hammer. So it's just like Thor, Your Highness.
So if I'm getting this straight, you're going to bow to Hela and join her army.
No.
Okay. just to remind you, everyone that joined Hela's army remained on Asgard to fight Sokka. And that was before Asgard exploded. So you're not surviving if you join Hela's
Yeah, but you see, the thing is, if I am on the ship and you see me, I don't trust my luck like that. I'll probably enter the ship and want to be with Thor, Loki, and Hulk, because I go think say, yeah, we are safe. Then we'll just see Thanos, and I'll be amongst the half that will be called. And
So you'd rather take your chance with
yeah, I remember that at the end of the day, what they call it, that guy that joined Hela, he ended up switching back and he entered the ship and he was able to leave.
So you plan on backstabbing everyone involved. He died.
He died?
He died.
Oh.
Joe, we've not heard from you. What are you thinking?
Man, this is a tough one as usual. But I think let me stay with Thanos. Because honestly, I have only bad memories of Asgardian soldiers and Hela. Only bad memories. But I think with Thanos, I believe I can survive. I can actually survive.
Survive what exactly?
Survive
Is
that
it what they
inshallah?
call it?
Exactly.
Okay, bye.
Exactly.
So Hujat, are you switching to Thanos'
No, you see the thing, I still stick with what they call Hela, because I feel like there's a possibility, there's a high possibility of surviving when you know at the end, when you see that okay, tides are changing. Me, I'll move with the tide. She's winning, I'm with her. She's losing, I'm with her. So
Looking like
just
a
as
true Nigerian man. I like that. So Hujat is sticking with Hela and Seun. Hujat, the next question.
question number 1.
Question number 1. This is another match.
No.
Would you rather be a random in the invasion of New York in Avengers 1 or Sokovia Accord, the attack in Sokovia during Age of Ultron?
Age of Ultron and first one.
Awkward silence proceeds for the next 15 seconds as our participants think.
It's more
Say it out loud, say it out loud.
you see, in the first one, nobody knew what was happening. In the sense that we were just there. The people are not used to all these monsters and so on. So they just came out from, was it Portal, and started killing people randomly. Although you see, being in New York and being a normal citizen, so there's a high possibility that I'm inside Burger King eating a burger and Burger King or wherever that is, eating a burger and a roof will just fall on me. And in Sokovia Accords, while I am thinking that okay, this can happen, I'm trying to run and dodge, I just see that the land has been lifted to the sky.
So which one are you going for?
Gaskiya, I don't know.
Sean, what are you thinking?
Man, it's a real tough one. Again,
I have a feeling you say that for all of them.
man, I don't know. With the Avengers, you have a sort of confidence that the Avengers are there to protect you. But with Sokovia, I don't know, though the Avengers later came to come and protect them. But I'd rather where the Avengers headquarters is than where the Avengers headquarters is not. So I know that any trouble, the Avengers are somewhere so close by, ready to save me. Unlike Sokovia, where I don't know what's going to happen.
Logic works.
But I'm just looking at it that we're talking about when the aliens attacked. You know, Avengers headquarters in New York that time.
Really?
They were not there yet. It's not after that they built their what they call it, that Avengers Tower. It was not there before. So at the end
But
of
they
the
were
day,
at Stark Tower.
Yes, they were stuck in New York.
yes. Did they fly to New York?
Sir?
They flew to New York to go and meet what was happening.
Yeah.
Just like how they moved to Sokovia to go and see what was
Yeah,
happening.
but
Sokovia
this
is
New York
further
is
than-
home territory.
Exactly.
Yeah, but remember after all that, what they call a
Does it
bomb
change
was
much?
coming.
like wasn't the one that said she wasn't sure what was going to happen. Like she wasn't sure. Like how do I say now? She was like unsure if anybody was going to protect them, if she was going to die. She was so uncertain. She was like, I think she was ready to die even. But New York, I know there's Tony Stark somewhere. Come and save me.
Hujat, do you agree or disagree?
I am tending to agree with you because that's Sokovia.
Exactly, Sokovia.
I mean, somebody died, right?
Yes. And Tony
Quicksilver
Stark was
died,
there, and the person
and
still
everybody
died.
were there. I remember in Civil War, right? That was when this woman talked about her son, PhD degree, bright future.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
I go stay in New
So you
York.
guys, well, I know no one asked me, but I've actually gone with Avengers too. But it wasn't just the Avengers that were present in the invasion. The wizards were also around fighting. They showed the
the
ancient one
wizards.
during
Okay,
when
yeah.
they were back to time.
Yeah,
So that
she
means
was
you have the
fighting.
wizards on your side.
Yeah.
Although, what they call it, in New York also. This,
No, it's in New York.
okay,
I'm
yeah,
talking
alright,
about.
okay.
So alright, so both of them, this is the first time they are both agreeing on an answer. Both of you agree that you rather be in the invasion of New York,
Yeah.
where you had large leviathans flying around, and I'm sure that's a wise choice.
Hulk was there.
But not like fighting alien robots that could enter the internet. Who are Roko? How far they be like, hello, motherfucker?
Fair enough, fair enough. So Sean, your question, 1, 3, and 6 are gone.
11.
Question 11. This was when things were getting sweet. Would you rather have a conversation with Drax or Groot?
What?
Water.
For one, I didn't study Groot in my university or something. So like, I don't know. With Rocket Raccoon, he had a long time with Groot. That's why I was able to understand Groot. And Thor learned some of Groot's language. So like, speaking with Groot is going to be so useless for me.
You say it like speaking with Drax would be any better.
Yeah, I know. Drax is so direct, so literal.
Jax, where are we going? I'll do you one better. Why are we going?
But I believe we should be able to make progress because despite, Drax is literal, but there are actually some literal people in this world that actually can't get what you're saying. Any small thing, they take it literally. So I believe I should be able to make more headway with Drax than with Groot.
Do we remember Drax's conversation with Mantis in Guardians of the Galaxy?
Oh,
When she almost committed suicide at the end of the conversation after he insulted her own destiny. Are you sure you want that?
You see, and again, you cannot vex Drax because if not, he will be the one to kill you.
Exactly.
So, you see, there's no point in talking to Groot. That's the thing. That's just where I'm going. Be like, hey, how far? I am Groot. Oh, I am Hujat-Sama. And you? I am Groot. Oh, you said that. Would you like whatever trees eat? I am Groot.
Exactly.
Then
Yeah, but you see it like someone has made leeway having conversation with Drax.
yeah, but you see, the thing is that at least Drax is speaking a language that I can understand. So it's more of the moment he starts vexing is to tell you, oh yeah, Baba, no, the vex. It's to calm down, you get. But when you talk to Mordecai, what am I speaking to a tree for? What do I want? You get?
Alright,
So speaking
fair
with
enough.
Drax, a conversation may occur irrespective of whether it's life or death. But speaking with Groot is just to vex and leave. So I think I would rather have a conversation with Drax.
I'd rather have a conversation with Drax. I just want to remind you that a conversation with Groot will be pointless, but a conversation with Drax will be annoying. Only one has negative impact.
But at least there will be a conversation.
Exactly, in the first
An
place.
annoying one.
Still a conversation.
Until you try and slap Drax because he's annoying and he beats the shit out of you.
But still a conversation.
Alright,
That's what I'm
fair
holding
enough.
on
So
to.
we're both going with a conversation with Drax than a conversation with Groot. Alright, second answer that you're both selecting together. Alright, now moving on to our next question. Yeah, it's your turn.
So
1, 3, 6, and 11 are gone.
okay, let's go to number 4.
Number 4. Okay. Right. So number 4. You can wield a weapon, either the Infinity Gauntlet or Stonebreaker, and note that you are human. Also note what was said about Stonebreaker.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. Which are you wielding? The Infinity Gauntlet.
Yes.
That destroyed Voltan. You're not nearly half
Yeah, but question is this: the Infinity Gauntlet has all the Infinity Stones, right? Meaning that I get one moment of badassery. So I will just end with I am Hujat and turn everybody to trouble.
You see, when it comes to the Infinity Gauntlet, the moment a normal human being puts it on, normal human being dies. Iron Man was able to last long because of his suit. So you should have that.
Yeah, but we also have to know the fact that you might be fighting the regular sweet level criminal. And you die.
Yeah.
That was that one side of the community.
Yeah, I get that, but still, You're telling me that if I put on the Infinity Gauntlet with all the Infinity Stones, I won't even get a second to.
No, yes, that's what they mean.
But okay.
You realize how long it took before Hulk actually snapped, right? He had to get back to his senses.
Yeah.
That was not crazy.
Yes, he almost went crazy.
And his hand burns.
But look at the alternative, the Stormbreaker.
You should look at the alternative.
You will be ringed with madness and your body will collapse as your mind dies slowly.
Are you telling us?
That was what they said about the Stormbreaker.
Exactly. So which one are you doing?
Okay, I'm wearing something that I'm feeling power before I burn out, or I'm picking something that
You're feeling power before you burn out.
I don't want to go out like the way Stormbreaker will take me out. Like that just sounds so dark, so
Exactly.
evil, so bad.
Think about it very well. Yeah, he go his feelings tonight.
Are you sure? Yeah.
he died slowly now. He just like
He had to talk. He got to talk with his family and everything.
he talk, but still.
Imagine how painful it was.
But he still went to that memory lane to see something.
Remember, Tony Stark only survived that long because he still took on the power of the goddamn. You are not Tony Stark. You will be saying goodbye to everyone.
Wow. Oh my god. Man.
Next up to you, which are you going with?
So like, maybe I wear the gauntlet with the stones. I'm dead.
Unless you can make a case for why you won't die, yes.
But the gauntlet is fine now.
I'm sure you won't be in your gravestone.
But look, what they call it, human resistance. More of I'm just going to think about what I'm going to do because at least I know the effects of both. So it's more of
Yeah, but you know the effect of Stormbreakers. So you could also make the case of human resistance.
but how?
My soul.
Wouldn't I not be would I need to relatively be worthy somehow to pick up the Stormbreaker? I can't even carry it. So I'm just going to touch it and die.
Yeah, can't wait though. You need to
It's
work
a million.
Oh, okay.
But you will die.
Either way, but
I don't
It's
like.
a million, you just not be able to carry it.
See, the way Thor described it, I don't want to die that way. I don't want to. But with the Infinity Gauntlet, we don't know what will happen. And I die immediately. Like, you know.
yeah, I mean the power will cross through. Who's to say that if the gauntlet is not like this, it's just to
Also, want to point out the fact that when you gauntlet and the axe face off, stop the axe for.
So if you can't survive while wearing, you
that
win a
was-
fight with your gauntlet.
look, but that was when Mordecai was shooting the energy of the Infinity Stone to it. But if he had snapped the moment he saw the axe,
What would have happened?
things would have happened. At least you know he would have won last night.
Remember the presence of mind required to actually snap. That's the reason why they give it to Thor.
Actually, I think if you have a good purpose for wielding the, like for instance, Tony Stark's one was saving the world, something like that, will give you courage to.
So Thor did not have a good purpose.
He was drunk at the end. But look, I don't know. I just feel like I wouldn't be able to do anything with the Stormbreaker. One is going to be incredibly heavy. Two, I touch it and suddenly I start running mad.
I'll be so
I
afraid
start
to
See
collapsing.
this gentleman.
I'll be so afraid to touch it.
Bend the metal like inside the Infinity Gauntlet. You really think you're strong enough to snap?
It's not about being strong enough. It's about going out the easier way.
Easier way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I believe this is the easier way.
Alright, so
Burning immediately and then what they call it. I
so
mean,
both of you are going with the content.
Yeah.
Because you feel you be dicey now.
Yeah.
When it's the content. Alright. I hope you guys think about it more when you go to sleep tonight. That leaves about 5 more questions. I'm sure it's your turn to
Lucky number 7.
Lucky number 7 is unlucky this time. Would you rather have something that Loki wants or something that Rocket Raccoon wants?
Oh, man. Trickster Loki and Rocket Raccoon.
Or the guy that collected someone's eye while the person was sleeping?
Yeah, I remember. And Loki could kill me just to get what he wants.
Yes.
I mean, Rocket
Rocket
was just
Raccoon
getting
would kill me.
It depends.
I don't know.
Remember when Rocket was enjoying those guys exploding in Guardians of the Galaxy 2? just because he loved fireworks.
But see, that was before he became a guardian. So after he became a guardian,
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. When he sent all those traps on the ground and they were exploding, it was already a Guardian in Infinity.
oh, I was thinking more of Infinity War Endgame when he was asking Bucky nicely if he could collect his arm. I'm thinking of that Rocket
I was
Raccoon.
like, oh, I'll get that.
Yeah, but Bucky left. If Bucky hadn't gone, don't you think he would have gotten that out?
Rocket Raccoon Loki.
The thing is, at the end of the day, Loki may intentionally put me through so much trauma and torture just to get that thing, which are unnecessary, but he finds it fun because he wants to feel he's a god and he's bigger than all of us.
To make this easier,
He is a god and he's bigger than all of us.
easier, I mean harder. Keep in mind that you have to keep that thing. It's not that kind of thing where you can just drop it and say take it and leave it. Whatever they want from you, you have to hold on to it.
Yeah, meaning
So you
that.
can't say Rocket is just going to forget about it. He
Yeah,
will
but
come,
Rocket can come in my sleep and take it.
but you need that thing.
Yeah, but as in he can come to my sleep and take it and go.
Let's assume you need it for survival.
He can still come to my sleep and take
And then
it.
you
But
die.
Loki would come there. He will see
And
me
give it.
sleeping. I'm like, wake up, human. Give it to me.
See,
Then I'll have to face off with him.
Rocket Raccoon can listen to reason. If I beg him and talk with him, and I don't know,
You still
but
take
Loki
it, sha?
would never listen to it. Like, he has
You
no
all know
choice.
Rocket Raccoon was very reasonable when he took that guy's leg. The leg he didn't even need in the first place.
Yeah,
He just wanted to see how the guy was hopping on one leg.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's very reasonable.
But Loki, you see, Loki will kill you. That's the thing.
You can't
It
even
is
die.
sure.
Once that thing is taken from you. So forget about Loki to you. But talking about the extent as to which you can survive while keeping it.
Okay. Okay, if it is that, I'll still pick Rocket Raccoon. Because if he's hunting me, I can still run away and try some things. Try to dodge, try to get into somewhere, hide.
It's not like torturing people, but I want you to keep in mind that in the MCU, aside Scrooge, the worst person when it comes to prep time is Rocket Raccoon.
Exactly what I was
If he
thinking.
sits down and calms down for you, you will jump it.
But when you want to go, what chance do you want to have when
Are
it's
you
against
asking
Loki?
me?
That's no, I'm thinking out loud that what chance do you want to have when it's Loki? There's no chance. There's nothing you want to do
The
there.
thing with Rocket Raccoon is actually what he wants to get. And with prep time, he'll actually get it. Like, but you see with Loki, I don't know. I can't say I can escape against Loki. But
Damn.
Rocket
But
Raccoon
then-
gets what he wants. Loki, on the other hand, I don't know, he also gets what he wants.
No, the cocoa is that they will still get it. we
Both
know.
of them, yes.
But it's more of what we are going to do, who are going to last longer against.
I think Rocket Raccoon will not try and harm me in the process of getting it. But Loki does not mind if your leg goes while he didn't even need it. Or you might kill you and like, oh, sorry.
While you are following that train of thought, I want to remind you of the fight at the beginning of Guardians of the Galaxy. One, when Star-Lord and Rocket and Gamora were going after the same thing, he shot Star-Lord and laughed as Star-Lord was electrocuting on the
Wait,
ground.
but it was
He
something
laughed.
to tase him, not to kill him.
Exactly, but if that fight had gone longer, do you imagine that he would have just left?
See, Rocket is a hero.
I enjoy these two things.
And Loki is an anti-hero or anti-villain more. So like, I believe we'll get easier with Rocket Raccoon
Okay.
than
Thinking of
Loki.
getting it easier. I'm still thinking about all the things that will happen with Loki, all the things. It's like, do you see what happened in Avengers when Loki was standing in front of that prison and Thor was like, no, and it was an illusion. You get someone as strong as Thor, although yes, Thor may be a bit simple-minded in the MCU, but someone as strong as him can easily be tricked. Like, there's no way you are going to run. There's nothing you are going to do. At least with Rocket, you may feel you have a chance. And you may feel like you want to do something. But with Loki, there's absolutely nothing you can do. So I think I'll pick Rocket.
Alright, so they are both going for Rocket Raccoon as against Loki. Who's your question?
Question number 9.
Question number 9. Would you rather be stuck in the dark dimension or the quantum realm?
Wow.
Who said this?
For the person's safety, we'll be keeping the person incognito.
Anonymous.
Anonymous. The quantum realm or the dark dimension? They are both filled with a lot of unknowns.
Unknowns and harmful stuff. Although they say quantum against civilization, so
They say, and you have to assume that anywhere that has civilization has bad places.
so what is inside the dark dimension?
Sir?
What is inside the dark dimension?
That things I presume.
The place is black.
That dimension, like the place that Dr. Strange was sent to the initial,
Yes, sir.
like when Ancient One showed him, and he was going through dimensions.
No. Specifically when
Where
he encountered
Dormammu is.
Dormammu's domain.
I
Yes,
saw
that
those
place.
monsters and stuff.
Yes.
I could meet Dormammu also inside that.
By God's grace.
You saw when he said, I want to bargain.
That might be you. But I know you guys will be leaning towards quantum realm.
Answer first is your question.
I need you guys to keep in mind that to survive in the quantum realm, you have to have proper equipment, at least to the extent that you can find civilization and find some alternative.
And then you also have to know that once Hank Pym was shrinking into that dimension, he was shrinking in stages. He shrunk to where there were microorganisms, other bacteria, and then he shrunk deeper into nothingness before he got to the prime.
So which one are we going with?
But I just want to confirm something. Where did they go to in Thor Dark World? That place whereby they got was it that they tried to get the Eater back?
Oh, rest assured it wasn't in that dimension.
Okay, it's not very close. Okay. When you go to the dimension, you say at this point I don't even know where I'd rather go to. Where I'd rather want to.
I have an answer, so I'm ready for you guys to keep up.
See, with the dark dimension, I have 0 chance of surviving because I don't know one bit of magic.
Okay.
But with the quantum realm,
As per you're an expert in all things quantum mechanics, you have a chance, wow.
maybe a 1% chance, but 1% chance is still a chance. So I go with quantum realm.
Quantum realm.
Let's have 2 evils, right?
Yeah, but they also have those that in that dimension, the chance of a quick and painful death.
Are
When
you sure?
Hank Pym met his wife, he was actually going mad.
Yeah.
And you could also shrink till infinity. We do not know that.
You see, what they got for this thing, I think I'll just go to the dark dimension.
Okay.
Because at least we saw that Dr. Strange did not have to weave any magic stick to breathe there, so that means at least I know I can.
This man is thinking the right way. At least he can breathe.
I can breathe there. But it's more of do not just go where you don't want to, where you are not needed. So you just arrive. Okay, say I'm in where I can die, so I'll just find places to stay.
Oh, wait, so you remember when we entered the
Quantum realm.
when we entered the quantum realm, we don't have anything to nothing to survive.
Why not that nice? No, you don't.
And again,
What if I'm just shrinking like that till infinity?
Would you rather have that as an option?
or you keep shrinking and you just shrink into a worm that they don't even get to shrink to.
Same thing could happen in the dark dimension. You
No,
just sitting
like I
down
said,
somewhere.
remember you appear there. It's not as if you're going to appear and the first person you see is Dormammu. That's so
Nothing
unfortunate.
but fun.
But
So
you
which one
appear,
are you
you
guys
fall on
going
the
with?
ground, you look, you're like, okay, I did here. I don't need magic to breathe per se. So just be moving, hunting. Who knows? You may get hit by radiation and get superpowers. And I'll use that to come back.
I need your final answer.
I'll go with that dimension.
That dimension by Hujat.
Quantum realm is better.
Quantum realm because it's brighter. Now, the one thing I was going to mention, and this is an off chance, like it's not certain that this will be the case, is you can try and have a deal with Dormammu, like Caecilius and the other magicians did,
Yeah.
where he will give you some of his dark magic when you go back to Earth. Then you're not going to beg Doctor Strange and tell him, enjoy, it was not my fault.
But just one thing, Dormammu have come to bargain. Cha-cha-cha-cha.
But you have to
Even
assume the
what
same thing
Dr.
did happen
Strange
to
had to
Caecilius.
say.
Because you have to remember that when they first encountered, Dr. Strange didn't die immediately. Like the first time they met, they actually had a slight conversation for a little while. Before it was like, oh, this guy came to come and challenge me, he died. And then he now continued with that.
Yeah, but what they call it, Caecilius met with Dormammu. No, he didn't go to that dimension. They had what they call it. It's more of his summon. You know that.
Yeah,
magic
but
of-
the basic logic is still the same. He needs someone to
Magic Skype.
represent him in the real world.
Yeah.
So if you can appeal to him, there is a chance, which is more than your 0% of survival and his 1% of survival in the quantum realm.
But I could also be hit by dark radiation and get magic powers too.
That's
As
dark
per the
radiation.
Fantastic Four
He
now.
could also be hit by quantum realm radiation and get superpowers. So the logic works both ways. But those are your final answers.
Yeah,
And so
that
we're moving
dimension.
on to the next question.
All right.
That's question 9. Gone. What's Sean? Which question are you going for?
10.
Question 10. Yes, this one is a favorite of mine. Would you rather sign or not sign the Sokovia Accords, which regulated superheroes?
Ooh.
Team Tony or Team Cap?
So, between Cap and Iron Man.
You have Team Cap, Team Iron
Team
Man.
Cap to Iron Man. I think I'll go with Cap.
And why?
I believe what he said, we can't have the government raining us as superheroes. We can't have the government raining us down when there are a set of people to be saved. I now have to go through papers, orders, it goes from hierarchy and everything. Before the villains could have done what they want to do and get out. So I believe I won't sign the Sokovia Accords. I won't.
Hujat, do you agree?
Well, now that's the thing. I'm a bit torn between both because as much as I believe in what Cap said, because if you should look at the government and how on all their procedures and so on, like if let's say there's trouble happening to, let's say, friends of mine that are soldiers in another country and I could go there, the government will not allow me to go there because of their own jurisdictions and all that. So it's going to hurt that they will just be killed like captives and so on. But at the same time, control is needed in whatever you have to do, and that is where I actually like like how Iron Man wanted to take it. They needed control. They needed everything needs to be managed at some point, unless it will just go.
Do you know the funny thing about everything you're saying?
What?
You can't pick two answers.
Yeah, I know I can't pick two answers, but it's more of, if I should look at it logically on how things should go, we have people that cannot be controlled by normal means. We will not see Captain America busting through a wall and be like, hey, stop, police. You can't do that. So you actually need a stronger force to hold down people like that. So if I was the one, I'll actually sign the Sokovia Accord, looking at it as in the long run to actually be more beneficial.
So, just to clarify, Hujat is limiting himself from doing superhero work. If you're working by a bank and someone is shooting up a bunch of kids,
Can't do anything.
you can't do anything.
You have to wait
You
for
have to
others.
keep working.
You have to wait for that.
Just to clarify. And on that same vein, Sean is defending any other superhero that without training or without any expertise just wakes up with powers and is like, I want to be a superhero. And then goes and destroys a bunch of schools or orphanages that happen in the comics. So just to clarify, both of you are supporting those various views.
Yeah, so it's more of, I personally do not even like to supply. I don't really like going through the route of vigilante work. I always see it as too messy. You are an inexperienced superhero, but because you have powers, you feel you can save people. You save 3, 50 die. And you think you've done something because it's those 3 you are looking at that you save. You don't know about the aftermath of when you hit someone through a building and it landed in a place, exploded and killed like 50 people. You get.
Although I'm not sure the people that Batman has saved will agree with that point of view, but I see where you're coming from.
Here's the thing. What do you call this thing when people that are not even involved in the fight are injured?
Collateral.
Collateral damage. See, collateral damage is inevitable, especially in a world where you have super beings. So, like, you sign up with the government doesn't mean that you're not still going to kind of destroy some places
So
and kill
your
some
point
people.
now is that as a human in the society where we have heroes and villains, I should just know that my role in the society is collateral damage.
It's a possibility.
It's a possibility.
But I am looking at it in the sense that if you, the point that came to my mind was that at the end of the day, if it's controlled, it's better. That's just it. I'm looking for that control.
I prefer freedom.
Just one more thing to note. I've already accepted your final answer, but one thing to note, it's on the notes that you're bringing up, you have to realize that doctors and police officers and lawyers who also do the same thing superheroes do are all still restricted. They all still sign all these forms that limit their work. So a doctor can't just wake up and go somewhere and do something just off the books. Neither can a police officer. They all have forms and regulations they follow.
Yeah.
And you're putting superheroes out of that bracket, making them seem more important. While a superhero stops a villain, which was one of the problems with the Registration Act, the fact that you're revealing your identity to the society. the same thing applies with doctors and lawyers. They still have to follow those rules. So it does seem a bit unfair to have superheroes be outside that bracket. But for the most part, both your logic are meant to complement each other. But we don't have enough time to enter the Civil War debate. So for the main time, we'll just accept both your answers.
Alright.
And now we have 4 more questions. 2, 5, 8, 12. 12.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful one. Who would you rather have as a father, Thanos or Ego?
Who?
Ego the Living Planet.
Thanos.
Right. So we have Ego on one side and Thanos on the other.
Yeah.
Who are you going with?
Thanos.
Why?
Because of what they call warrior mentality. Plus, you have a badass of a father. So it's more of a what they call. I don't know. I know. I prefer to what they call have Thanos as a dad. Go to go out for a lot of conquer of planets, get a planet or 2 under my name, and so on. So yeah, if I should look at it, Thanos is the way. Ego is just
something to the devil, literally.
yeah, but Ego is just making me food. Like I said, rubbing butter on bread before you eat it. That's just
Alright, I've heard this logic. I will counter it, but only at the very end. I have accepted your answer. Sean, who are you going with?
I'm not sure. Ego, he had a lot of children, right?
Yes.
But like all those children, he didn't disturb them. He didn't disturb them.
Just
was
the
always
ones
Star-Lord
that, yes.
Actually, let me remind you that all those kids, he picked them, took them to his planet, and those are the scores in the core. And
For the few that he has gone to, or for the many he has gone to.
many he went to.
if that mountain
So
is
like
free,
that is certain.
oh my god.
In other words,
Is Star-Lord dead?
no, well, it's I don't know what made him so special.
No, Star-Lord has a choice. It's either you join me or you live the rest of your life as a battery.
I think I prefer Thanos then.
I think it's threatening. Let's keep in mind that both of his children suffered greatly from his hand. And on the other hand, Star-Lord is alive and happy.
Yeah, but Star-Lord only ever met his father that one time in that
Which
one
means
movie.
you don't necessarily have to meet him every other time.
Yeah, but if you should look at it, at the end of the day, those two that suffered, didn't they become very what they call it, strong warriors?
One is dead. I will remind you.
Her past self is still alive.
Because Nebula was killed by Gamora.
Nebula past was killed by.
And so both of them are dead.
So both of the Coco is the fact that one thing I'm looking for, or rather one thing I would like, is that push yourself to the limit and keep growing and growing and growing. There's no way you'll be under Thanos and you'll not get strong. Even his subordinates are relatively strong. Talk less of his children that is going to keep pushing to their limits.
I see you've watched one too many episodes of Dragon Ball. So you're trying to tell me that in the situation that right now, as you are, I give you powers, right?
Yeah.
You will go around conquering worlds.
Tempting.
See, here's
The
the thing.
FBI have not used this conversation.
See, here's the thing with Thanos. You just need to be strong and you gain his approval. It's as simple as that.
Sure.
It's only the weak, which was Nebula, that really suffered under him. But Gamora was strong
And everything he did was to
good
make
with her.
Nebula stronger
Let me
in a
remind
way.
you guys that Gamora too was also experimented on. Just that he didn't go for that.
Yeah, because she was strong. That is what we're looking at.
So if you're strong, if you can train or something,
I love that very big
Impress
if.
Thanos.
Because like your selection is based on if you are strong. For 2 dead characters, while there's someone that is perfectly alive and running around.
But
making
then
jokes.
again, he would have died.
But he didn't.
But he was
Which means
saved
there's
by
a chance
people.
you can survive with Ego
Yes,
as your father.
at the same
And there's
time.
no chance you will survive as
see,
Thanos as your
if
dad.
you look at what happened to Gamora with a different perspective, Thanos showed love. He loved Gamora. That's why he killed her.
Yep, that's what all normal fathers do.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
but-
what you want
that's
to be
why I
father.
feel that. Yeah.
Someone that loves you enough to kill
Yeah,
you.
but it just happened to be that she was sent on the mission he trusted with nobody. If he hadn't sent her on that mission, she'd still be alive and well, and he still outlived her.
Yeah,
Either
but
way.
There are 2 things I'd like to point out.
Well,
For one is that in this scenario where you are Thanos' son, you are not necessarily speaking his only son, and you are not necessarily speaking his best son. So if you turn out to be Nebula, and then you follow Thanos conquering wars like Ebony Maw, Black Dwarf, Corvus Glaive, who are all dead by the way. And he sends it to Earth to fight the almighty Thor with Stormbreaker. And then we all know how that because Thanos himself is also dead.
Yeah. Look, but Ego is dead.
Yes, but his son is
All his children. Calm
best
down.
case scenario.
I can argue main character bullshit.
Worst case scenario.
Exactly, you can
Yes,
actually make character
character
yes,
bullshit.
but
Yeah.
with Gamora and Nebula, being a main character didn't even help them.
They weren't main characters.
In their story, they were.
Which one? The main character of Guardians of the Galaxy was who? Star-Lord.
So you're arguing that there's only one singular main character.
No, not that I'm arguing that there's one singular main character,
Okay,
but I'm
because
just
the title
saying
of
is
the
that
movie is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Galaxy, and in Guardians of the Galaxy, the main character himself did not die, and that's because of him being a main character. Assuming this guy was the guy with the whistle and this thing, what's his name? Yondu. If Yondu was not there presently, like if Yondu had died during that what do you call it, revolution or something, Star-Lord would have died. No cap.
If he had died, if Yondu had died when?
What they call, you know when they took this thing from Yondu, and they wanted his people, Ravagers wanted to kill him there. If they had successfully killed him right there and then, Star-Lord would have died at the end of the movie.
But in whose hands?
How did Star-Lord die? Star-Lord was about to die. How when he was trying to let everybody.
No, he was fighting his dad.
Yeah, but he was trying to let everybody escape. Then
Yes.
he went out in space whereby his body was peeling off. Then Yondu now put that thing on his head
Yes.
to give him that breath so that he would be able to survive.
Yes.
So what I'm pointing out is that if Yondu was not there was nobody else who was on that planet at that time who would have saved him. So he would
Just to
have died.
clarify, because I don't want to make this thing too long, just to clarify, you're the same person that is speaking Thanos because you don't mind killing innocent people
Yes.
for the sake of being a conqueror.
Yes.
But you're saying that as Star-Lord, you wait for your friends to leave before you jump out.
No,
Is that what I'm
no, that's not
understanding?
what I'm trying to point out.
Okay.
What I'm bringing out right here is that you guys mentioned that Gamora and her name Nebula died,
Yes.
and I'm just saying that the reason why Star-Lord did not die is because of main character BS. And aside from that, so meaning that if we look at it on the level playing field, everybody has that potential to die.
But two did and one didn't.
Yeah, but there's still that potential to die. But being the child of Thanos, that conquering and so on, that power and all that, to be very honest, I think I would like that life in comparison to
Alright,
that.
so you're both going with Thanos, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken, the one that currently has no kids and is dead. And everyone who has ever sided with him ever in existence is all dead. I'm sure that is a wise choice.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next question, we have 5, 8, and 2. 5. Moving quickly, would you rather be part of the people who were dusted or the ones that remained?
Man, watching Falcon Winter Soldier, the people that were dusted had it rough coming back. Because you saw, we tried them to take a loan and then I think I'd rather be, among the people that remain. Because, I'll mourn the people that left 1 month, 2 months, and then life moves on. So,
Except if you remember clearly, the 5 years after everyone dusted wasn't fun for anyone. The government had toppled over. People were killing and robbing indiscriminately. Everyone was suffering. Buildings had been destroyed. Houses had been destroyed. People were kicked out of their living spaces. It wasn't just all crews.
Yeah, but the aftermath for those that were actually dusted was like almost as tough, because it wasn't easy coming back. Everybody has moved on. You're just there, out of this world, new technology, new government, new everything. Like you have to spend another how many years trying to catch up with 5 years of the world gone. So I don't know.
I will remind you that the world didn't develop much in 5 years. It was stagnant. If anything, it went back a little bit.
No. Look at Sword as listen. When this girl came,
Yeah, but Sword is not on Earth.
What?
Sword is not on Earth.
Sword is not on Earth,
Sword is not on Earth.
but
It's not ruled by the government, is my point. Like, if everything had gotten destroyed, you assume that even SHIELD will still be operational.
Yeah.
But anyone living on Earth is under the government, in which case they suffer the consequences of the collapse of the government, unlike those in space. Hujat, you've not heard anything from
Yeah,
me.
for me, it's a model. I would prefer to be among those that got snapped off. Because at the end of the day, one, while coming back, two, not much of my life individually as a person has changed. For me, it's more like I slept and I woke up. And suddenly, yes, getting all that this thing and adjusting to it will be something I can over the time get used to. But 5 years of losing everyone you love and everything just going to shit. I remember those people that lost, they are still going to meet up with those people that came back. Imagine a husband and wife that the wife went 5 years after he married, and suddenly the what they call his meet his wife that he loved that came back. All that problems and all that.
That is very true, but you have to understand that the emotional weight is more on you. Because that person had 5 years to adjust, and to you nothing happened. You just come back and your wife is with another man.
Yes.
Just like that.
You see, that one, come back, wife is with another man. There's a lot of things to want to catch up to and so on. But imagine suffering 5 years without the person you love the most. Person is dead. You have to spend like years to adapt to that. Then after that, suddenly when you finally imagine if I moved on today and the next day is when she comes back.
But again, how is that fair on somebody that comes back and that person's wife is married to another person?
You presume you're just going to adjust that 5 years it took that person to get over you. You will take that 5 years.
Yeah, I maybe take longer to adjust.
Yes.
But first of all, I looked at it as being a single person per se, like not married per se.
So they are selfish.
Yeah.
One more thing I want to mention, which is the most important thing against what you have chosen, is the fact that you presume you will come back and meet a life for you. Where you were working, they are not hiring you anymore.
Exactly.
The house you were in is either destroyed or someone else is
Exactly.
living there. The problem that Falcon Winter Soldier has is you come back and you do not have any job. Like you have no like when you no identity. They ask you for job experience for the past 5 years. You don't have anything. You were not alive for the past 5 years.
Yeah, but
so you are going to suffer. I just don't want you will still keep your child. I just don't want you to be fooled that you might actually have things easy. You will suffer.
Yeah, like I said, the Monica getting used to it may even take longer than those people that spend that 5 years. But that emotional breakdown and trauma, do you know how many people would have probably committed suicide because they couldn't even take it? Yeah, I'm not a man of
Some
strong
people might commit
hearts.
suicide because they can't take it. After those struggles come in,
Yeah,
exactly.
but I don't know. I just prefer
You
that.
feel you will last better if it was
Yeah.
okay. I'm sure you're sticking with.
I'm still sticking with staying
You
without
rather
understanding.
be part of it. I feel so bad for both of you. We have 2 more questions. We'll try our best to rush through them.
What are the
That's question 2 and question the other question. That'll be question 8.
Question 8.
Question 8. You are trapped in a maze. There are 2 people that could potentially be chasing you. Who would you rather have chasing you? The Hulk or Vision?
The Hulk.
You'd rather have the Hulk chasing you.
Yes.
Who is chasing like repeat it again?
There are 2 people chasing you. You're stuck in a maze. Well, it might not exactly be a maze where you will get lost, but like you can't find your way out.
Yeah.
You have 2 people chasing you, Hulk or Vision. Now, before you rush and say Hulk like he did, I want you to remember the fear that was in Black Widow's eyes as Hulk was chasing her down the ship in Avengers 1. And that's a trained soldier.
Yeah, but then again, both are chasing me to kill me, right?
Sorry?
Both are chasing me to kill
You will
me.
find out when they catch you.
Find out when they catch you.
Yes.
Or if that's the case, then Vision.
Okay.
Because Vision works on what they call it. Exactly, Vision works on intelligence and so on. So
Are you
if
intelligent to engage Vision in a conversation?
first shots fired, going to
No,
take that.
Vision is
going
a
to
highly
take
advanced.
that.
I don't believe I am either, so no shots fired. But do you think you can actually engage Vision in an intelligent conversation to hold him off?
Yeah, I can.
You think you can?
Yeah, because I would actually use that to find out reasons why I'm there, why I'm in the maze, why he's after me, and so on. And it's not going to be much of a chase as he can just face through the entire maze, meet up wherever I am.
Yeah,
So-
but the same logic applies to Hulk breaking down the walls
but
of
then
the
even
maze.
Hulk catch is going to kill you.
There's no
You don't know
intelligent
that for sure.
conversation.
It's the Hulk.
Is it Professor
Yes.
Hulk?
No.
No, exactly. It's
You
the
only-
Hulk. If he's chasing you,
Let me help you out. By helping you out, I'm going to screw you up. If Vision is chasing you, you don't know why Vision is chasing you. What if you are a potential threat to the human race or to the world as a whole, and Vision is chasing you just for the sole purpose of terminating you? If he gets close to you, that question you want to answer, your brain will not process it. Number one. Number two, if vision is going to kill you, you cannot escape vision.
Yeah.
Same way you cannot escape fog. One will just give you death.
But at least
The question is, which terror do you think will be less on you?
which terror?
Yes, because you're not playing hide and seek with vision. If
I
it's
know.
chasing
I said
after
that
you
it
for a
is
reason,
vision that will be less terrifying.
for you.
Yeah.
The person that can pop up from any wall, left, right, up, down.
Yeah,
The
compare
person
it
that can
to
fly.
okay, you are hearing something crushing through everything coming your direction,
Yes.
and you are trying to run. You get to a place, you are turning, and you're like, yes,
And you're running after someone and you can't hear anything. Which one is more terrifying?
no, it's like again. She said that they are coming after you. In the first place, you would have to know that they are coming after you. It's not hard to know that Hawk is coming after you. But Vision will
Let's
just
assume
pop
we
up.
drop you in the middle of the maze and like Vision is chasing you.
Okay,
so you
now
know.
that is another different
Let me
question.
make this much more graphic. Vision can face into him and then he makes his body solid. Then he just pulls out.
don't
But
know
it's
how to
still
do it.
it's one, but it's still instantaneous in a way too.
It's not. You will die slowly.
Yeah, what I'm looking at is that when I'm looking at Vision as a character, we're looking at Hawk as a character. If Vision is going to come and kill you, be like, I am Vision, blah blah blah. You are going to be terminated for so and so reason and so blah blah blah. And you can try and see if you talk and so
Much
on.
good it did to the last version of Ultron, prior to the very last version of Ultron. When Vision thought that was Ultron in the air, he killed him one time. When Vision, Thor, and Iron Man were facing the other version that they thought was the last version of Ultron, they all went full power with their lasers against him.
Wait, they
None
stopped
of them
for a
were
while.
Ultron, how far?
They stopped
See,
for
they
a while now.
They didn't stop until
They
it
stopped for
was.
a while. When they were shooting him, they was
It
a
ran
brief.
away, and that's when Vision went up to the air to finish it one time. And remember, when Vision was fighting Evil Vision in Wonder Vision,
Yeah.
you have to remember there was a scene where, in order to stop Evil Vision from moving, he turned itself intangible, put his hand through the hand of Evil Vision, and it turned his hand tangible again.
Yes.
So don't just assume Vision is just going to come and snap your neck one time.
Yeah, like I'm even looking at it as a situation whereby Vision could come and shoot me with a laser or something. But what I'm looking at is the situation in which the death will occur. It is not like Hawk. What do you want to hear from Hawk? Just hear Hawk is chasing you. The fear comes. It's like cutting through bushes. When he meets you, he probably will not even see you before he steps on you. They'll probably stop and
Fair enough. But we're running out of time, so I'll keep this quite brief. But yeah, Sean, do you have something to add before I mention?
Yeah, I believe Vision will kill me in a two-way. I can imagine myself like the first thing Vision does when it comes, it uses Mind Stone, divides me in half, I'm dead. But see, Hawk can't do that. Hawk's only his thing is to smash. So it comes, either it punches you in the face, or tears you limb from limb, or
Incredible Hawk, the kick he gave that guy that broke his bone.
Oh my god.
This brings good memories of when Vision was destroying an Ultron bot, and he phased through its body from the cross, and then phased out as he was turning his hand.
But at
Touch death, bar.
But at least at the end, what I'm looking at the end of the day, Vision and that Ultron scene, it was more of Ultron was the bad guy, and Ultron knew that he was the bad guy, and there wasn't much reason to discuss or convert. I am somebody dropping a maze and it's coming after me.
There is a purpose for
Like I said, that is a totally second question to
No,
the
it's
first
the same
question.
question. It's the condition. But the last thing I'll ask you before we move on to our last question is, can you remember a scene where Hulk wasn't angered, like he wasn't angry at the people that were fighting him, and he was not controlled by Loki, that he attacked an innocent person? If you're using that same logic for Vision, do you remember a scene like that?
In which of them?
In any movie that Hulk has been in, where he wasn't super angry, and he wasn't under mind control, forget super angry, and he hit or killed an innocent person in a violent way. Can you remember a single scene?
No.
Exactly, but you're using that logic for him against
but
Vision.
I'm just, what I'm looking at is that they said Hawk is coming after you, meaning that somebody must have sent him. And for him to come after me, it has to be somebody that can send him.
In that
so
same
he's not
day,
going to come and
can
save
you
me.
remember a person Vision that killed, and the person had a peaceful death?
No, I said tush, I never said fish.
Fine, so we're going for a touch death over a bloody death.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Last question. I would ask which question you want, but you do not have much of a choice. Would you rather go through the torture that Winter Soldier went through, or Thor's torture from Ragnarok to Endgame?
Man, I think torture, like
From Ragnarok to Endgame.
emotional effects over everything that happened.
Yes.
And Winter Soldier. I think I prefer Winter Soldier.
Okay.
They'll just brainwash me like this one time, and off I go killing people. But
They
the
will
problem,
torture you, then they'll brainwash you.
but the problem is when I now come back to my senses and I now start remembering
It's good we have arrived at this point.
all the people that have killed and
So which would you rather?
I think I'll take Thor then. I can't
You'd
remember.
rather lose your family members and half of your community.
Most-
You'd rather lose
exactly.
an eye and your strongest weapon, lose your brother, and you lose your own planet.
You see, all that happened to Thor and he still came out strong.
Winter
Yeah, but
Soldier
you're not
came
Thor
out
in this
strong.
situation. You might get broken down after the first event happens to you.
Look, we see with what they call Winter Soldier, majority of one was he given Super Soldier serum?
Winter Soldier,
Yeah,
yes, it was.
exactly. So, what they call it, meaning that if they give it to me, I'll be able to withstand that physical torture. Because remember, it's not like they picked him up and started torturing him. They gave him the Super Soldier serum, they tortured him, then they brainwashed him. So,
Let me remind you that the torture he suffered wasn't all physical. They attached things to his brain. They were torturing him from inside out.
but what I'm saying is that.
Physically from inside out.
But what I'm looking at is that it's mostly physical.
They rewired his brain.
As you can see from Falcon Winter Soldier, he's not suffering from any physical trauma. It's all mental.
Yeah, it's mental
Same
disorder.
with Thor.
Yeah, but the thing is this. Like I said, I'm not a man with a very strong heart. Somebody close to me died, Thor. Another person died, Thor. By the time more and more and things like that, imagine being the most powerful person here and not being able to do anything for everybody I care about. Well, Thor got stomach, me. I don't know, but if I should look at it, I'm going to go with a model called Winter Soldier Torture because once it's more at the end of the day, I'll have to deal with the nightmares and so on, their drugs, and plus if I have a friend like Captain America, talk things over and
Much good he did Winter Soldier in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
But at least in Falcon and Winter Soldier, at least he has a drive. He has a drive to do something good.
So did Thor in Endgame.
Yeah, but he had to go through it. You see, Thor went through it and came out and stopped because there was still Thanos to kill. Imagine if Thanos was dead and there was nothing else to do. What would have happened to the God of Thunder?
The exact same thing that is going to happen in the next movie. Because Thanos is dead and Thor still
No, but as in when they killed Thanos, it's more of there was this kind of small redeeming something. He was ready to stand up from his
But
lazy
Thanos
ass.
was only 50% of his problem. Everybody he lost.
Yeah,
prior
but
to
Thanos was
his
like
mom,
the major
his dad,
amplifier.
His brother, none of that was.
Yeah,
due to
I'm saying that Thanos was the major amplifying factor towards it. He killed Thanos at the beginning of Endgame, and after that, everything is basically as if there was nothing left to do.
So you're presuming as Winter Soldier, there's no one you can kill to feel good about yourself.
Well, I'm still going with Winter Soldier.
I'm still going Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
I just want to remind you that Winter Soldier went through everything Captain America went through too. He lost all his family members. The exact same thing Thor went through.
But he's a soldier.
How does that
Come-
change
no,
the
no,
fact
no,
that
I'm
he
saying
lost
that-
his brother, his sister, his father,
Like I said,
his girlfriend,
when it
his
happened-
friends,
when it
everybody
happened-
died. Every single person that
But
Winter Soldier knows died.
Did he witness all their deaths?
He woke up to the fact that he's
Like-
alone in the world.
Yeah. This guy saw every single one of it happen. He was there when his mother was killed and was not fast enough to save her. He was there when his father faded away. Yes, when they stabbed his mother in Dark World. He was there. He came there. He saw it happen. There was nothing he could do there. When Loki died, you die for that. That's the highest he could say. Sorry, he could say. But when his father died, his father was in his arms when he faded away. Asgard blew up. And he watched
So
it.
can we agree that they were both helpless in the situations they were in?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that
Because Winter Soldier wasn't
one
anyone.
witnessed everything. The other one woke up to the fact that this shit happened. That is, to me, personally, I feel
So
that.
Thor was able to say goodbye, but Winter Soldier
Was he
didn't
able to
even
say
have-
goodbye?
He saw everybody die. He saw their last moments. Winter Soldier woke up to the realization that he's alone in this
he
world.
didn't say goodbye to Loki because Loki.
That's one person. See, you have to realize that every single person, it's the same thing as you waking up 80 years from now. We're all gone.
Ha.
See,
You're alone in the
I have a
world.
question for you.
Yes.
PS5.
Right now,
For Hujat.
right now in the cinematic universe, who's doing therapy?
Gang gang, gang gang, gang gang. Gang gang.
I agree with Monica, Winter Soldier is doing therapy. But what I'm looking at is that at the end of the day, if you put that burden that Thor went through on someone that is normal, remember, if you are going to go through the torture of Winter Soldier, you will still come out being a super soldier. But if you are going to go through the torture Thor went through as a normal human being, you are not getting special powers out of it.
Yeah,
You are not getting anything to hang on to.
Whilst Thor wasn't able to help whoever he lost, Winter Soldier wasn't able to help whoever he lost. But at the same time, he was busy killing innocent people.
Even worse, he was taking more lives. Thor can sleep at night. Winter Soldier can't. A lot of families are dead
But that's
because
what
of
therapy
him.
is for.
Nightmares.
That's not what therapy is for. No spoilers for Winter Soldier, so I won't say what I want to say. But you have to keep in mind that both of them are balanced in the fact that Winter Soldier did bad things. He killed Tony's parents. He did a lot of bad things. And at the same time, he was also helpless to all the good people around him. And at the same time, he's alone in the world.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
but
Thor
he
still
still
he still has half of his people with him.
What good did that do for them? Did he do for them in Monica Endgame?
A lot of good.
Having half his people around it did not stop him from getting fat, becoming drunk, being broken. Thor
Because
ran
Winter
away
Soldier is
crying
doing
when he
alright.
went back in time to meet his mom. That
Winter
was
Soldier
how
is
broken
cheap.
he was.
The first time we saw Winter Soldier, he was playing basketball, but
No, he came back with gun to go and start fighting now.
Right.
Like
because he had a battle.
what I'm
He's
looking at
struggling
is-
in his mind. He's trying to atone for all the bad things he did. He can't rest because he knows he still has a lot of good things to do.
Lots of
Thor can
nightmares.
just go and sit down and grieve.
yeah.
He doesn't have that luxury.
But what I'm still looking at, as I'm taking myself as a person, if I am put to choose between that emotional trauma that Thor had to go through and that one that Winter Soldier had to go through, I'm going to pick that time is over. Because Thor's own, it's too heartbreaking to
Right.
think about it.
I'll just do one more thing because of a bias I am seeing. You are assuming that as Winter Soldier, you'll be a super soldier, but as Thor, you will not be a god.
Yes.
That is not how it's going to work.
Look, in the question, you said that would you go through the trauma that Thor went through, or the
Yeah, but
trauma?
Winter Soldier's trauma wasn't through the super soldier serum.
It started with that.
Yeah, but without the super soldier serum,
You
you
would
would
have
have still
been
been
dead.
tortured.
No, what I'm saying is that you would
The
have
torture
been
was
dead.
yeah, but as a human being, you would have been dead too.
No, that's what I'm looking at. If we're looking at it, where did the torture start
No,
from?
I mean, as Thor, you would have been dead if you're a human being. From the first time you encountered Hela, you will be dead.
But-
So you can't use that same case for both of them. You have to pick one. Either you're a god in one and a super soldier in the other, or you're a human in both of them.
Yeah.
So what's your final answer as Hujat thinks about
This
that?
is so clear for me. All the way.
Okay, so you're losing your father, your mother, your brother, your sister. You're using half of your family. You're losing your eye. You're losing your most powerful weapon. That's a nice choice.
I'm
Hujat,
still
what are
going
you
with
going
what they call it, Winter Soldier. I don't know. I just feel that the Thor is not. How necessary would you be a god per se for it? And that's just what I'm looking at. But at the end of the day, Winter Soldiers, this thing, probably what I choose.
So that's your final answer. You agree with Thor and you're going to Winter Soldier for bizarre reasons. So that brings us to the end of this. Those are our 12 questions. We thank you guys for participating. We appreciate your effort and your use of brain power and all this. If you guys have any other suggestions for what we should do in the comment section, we'd love to hear your answers to these various questions. Once again, if you think that please like, comment, subscribe. From all of us, peace out.
Peace out.